Why do many children in India and Pakistan struggle to count past 20 in their native languages? I'll say that one more time. Why do many children in India and Pakistan struggle to count past 20 in their native languages?
Like, it must be hard for French children saying like the number 90 because it's like saying 4 20s and a 10 and a 5, or like is it just like actually a bit of a mouthful?
My favourite one of those is, I think it's Denmark, where apologies Denmark, I'm going to mangle this, but the number's like 70 is 3 1/2 20s, or it might be like 4 minus a half 20s. Or so it's wow. It's not how someone actually thinks. Like, you just hear the syllables and your brain goes, oh, that's 70. But the word comes from like 4 minus a half 20s.
Is there something for it, like can I get a wording check on the question? Is it past? They're not able to count past 20 or to 20?
Yeah. So the question says they struggle to count past 20.
Okay, I'm going to go for the obvious answer. There are a lot of languages in India and Pakistan. Maybe some of them don't have words for numbers past 20, because some languages have limited number words.
Yeah.
That doesn't seem lateral to me.
No, I don't think that's what we're looking for here. No. And going back to your point, Tom, when you were talking about like with Denmark and the numbers, you really don't have to worry about like any type of like mathematics here. So you don't have to worry about like what is 3/4 of this number and then add to this one. No math is required for this test.
Is it that their like numerical system is different in some capacity, or that it doesn't include that kind of? I know that there are some communities or languages where they don't have words for certain things, like they don't have words for certain colours, and therefore like that colour does not exist to them, which is quite interesting. Or like money, they don't have money, so they don't have word for money.
My linguistics brain is just got, well, technically it doesn't work. No, I'm going to the pedant in me shut down.
Is it not linguistic? Is it that actually it's like it's a counting system that's like digital, like it's like because people can do, you see these like maths genius children doing counting on their fingers. Is it?
I mean, you've got 10 fingers and 10 toes, but
yeah,
other countries do not have the problem with kids going, I've run out of digits. I'm going to have trouble counting now.
I will say, I know we were talking about kids a lot, but it's not just kids who have this issue. It could also be adults that have a similar difficulty with getting past 20.
Is it because you so rarely have to count above 20? It's like, what? It's difficult because like, why am I doing this? This is like, why am I bothering doing this?
Is it that it's bad luck?
Ooh,
spiritual thing? I don't know whether it could. Is it that like, don't go to the 7th floor kind of thing?
It's not. No, I will say as English speakers, we don't really have this problem.
Okay, our words for tens are based on our words for the units. Not perfectly, but you have 30 is 3, 40 is 4, 50 is 5, and so on. Maybe there's a disconnect between those two, and you have to learn not just the words for 1 through 9, but also the words for 10 through 90.
You're getting there. Yeah, you're on the right track with that, Tom.
Okay, I'm just going to share my favourite counting system because I'm enthusiastic about it. There is an old sheep counting system in the north of England where 1, 2, 3 is Yan Tan Tethera. And there's just these wonderful words, and it's got this wonderful flow to it. But also, you can walk 5 miles and find a different variant of the same system because it's from so long ago that it was essentially like local accent, local dialect, and just this. The numeral system is just a beautiful flowing thing, but it repeats in interesting ways that do not necessarily make sense to an English speaker. Like, it's difficult to remember for us. So,
okay, you said something clever there. Difficult to remember. So memory is a big issue here. So going up to 20 is fine. It's past 20 where it becomes much more difficult, and that's where the memory challenge can really kick in to figure out a number past 20.
Is it because of like the actual notation of what they use, like the numerals? They can't remember what the icon is, or that they use different, I guess, I don't know what you'd call that, but like we use numbers, but they don't use numbers. Is that it?
Correct. So yeah. So what you're using up to 20 is working, but then past 20, it's completely different. But why is that?
Because you've run out of hands and toes. Because they have maybe something different from 1 to 20. They got 20 things, but they don't have anything past that.
That's right on the cusp. Yeah. So in many South Asian languages, like a Hindu, Urdu, the numbers above 20 have something different versus the numbers before 20 have something different. So everything from like Rosalie, what you were just saying, Verity and Tom, you're all like dancing around this, but looking for the exact reason why after 20 something is different.
Is there a different word for every number?
That's what it is. Yeah, different wording, different names for the words after 20. Correct. So
what?
Leading up to 1 to 20, you can kind of familiarize yourself with a pattern, especially like the teens, like in English. But past 20, all the numbers have unique names up to 100. So between 20 and 100, you have unique names for every single number. So 21 and 22, that's how we say it. No, it's completely different names. So learners have to memorize many individual words rather than applying a simple rule. So many children in India and Pakistan learn English numbers at school alongside their native languages, and they find the English system easier for the higher numbers. Now, what's great about this question is that the question sender, Zubin, says, and this is a quote, "Me, my sister, and a lot of our friends and cousins just can't count beyond 20 or 30 in our native languages and tend to use the English terms for numbers beyond that." So it becomes very difficult. And as you get older, maybe your memory just starts to drift away.
Yeah.
Like, what is 72? And I have no idea. So that's all different names from 20 to 100.
Wow.
The Lateral Producers Club is at lateralcast.com if you would like more Lateral, fewer adverts, and to support the show.